Hello and welcome, it's Kosh here at Granite City RC. I've not really done much on the construction video side of things. I've been a bit preoccupied trying to make a lot of scenery for outside, so a few more fences. Templates we've got made for it's going to be a concrete barrier. So I'm going to try and make a silicon mould, get something to box that in, pour that over. I might put in a couple of holes on there so I can put in some hoops for running chain around, or at least some straps. But anyway, I'll get to what I'm doing on this video, which is much random scribbling in my little book of things. And I think I've come up with a plan. I don't know if you can see that, but that is going to be a shaker plant. So it's going to be made basically out of one deck. It's going to have a little punch plate at the back there, grizzly bars on top, two different openings there. So once it's actually set in place, it'll have three different gradings of material. Obviously feeding the top there, small stuff you get shaken through into that first bin. Anything that's shaken through and drops through the grizzlies, which doesn't go through the punch plate, will fall into the second one, and then anything which just slides down the grizzlies, that's going to come into the end bay there. So I think this is me going to try and make it, or at least mock it up in a bit of plywood, which I've got lying around somewhere. So this is only 3mm ply. I'm gonna make a wood version, test the theory, and then eventually I might then progress into a metal version of it. I'm gonna have to tidy some space on my desk here. But yeah, it's not going to be quick and simple, but we'll try and do something of that. And I thought I might as well record the the build as much as I can figure it out anyway. I think I've got majority of my sizes kind of roughed out, so I think I know what I need, and I think I can make it happen. Is the theory. But anyway, let's see how it gets on. Okay, so I'll go over my plan, which I've done very quickly, just in kind of a 10th scale, so I could have a rough idea of everything kind of accurately. It's either going to be 30 or 25 centimeters by the 10 centimeters or 5 centimeters. I haven't quite decided. I'm going to mark it out and see how it looks, and go from there. So I'm not really too fussed what the angle is up there. I can work it out from what I've done there. It's all coming in about 5 centimeters. I'll try and put some chutes in, and go from there. So I guess we get started on marking it out. Luckily my woods, that's 61, which is 1 centimeter bigger than what I'd planned, but that's actually fine. It came like that, and it was the easiest size for me to use without a lot of extra cutting, because I don't really have the tools. But we'll go ahead and get this marked out at least, so I know what I'm doing. As I said, so this side was going to be possibly 25 or 30, so I'll do one at each, just in case I change my mind, and the other one is a better size than the other. And literally that just needs to come down it's either 5 or 10 centimeters on the other side. Yeah, I just want to kind of mock it up on something I can see in almost, the correct size to begin with. Like I said, I may or may not change this out to metal if it works. All I need to do is just change the shaker deck itself. The other pieces are going to be metal supports anyway. Straight edge at least. So where's that mark? Up to there. To there. We'll see what it looks at 25 and 5 centimeters on each side first. Doing at least in the real size, I can get a better gist of how it will work and hopefully should work. T. I'll mark up that line actually at 30 as well. 30 one side and 10 the other. I'm sure there's method in my madness, but a lot of the time it's probably just madness. It's accurate enough for me. Okay. So what I was going to do is have 2 chutes, one each side. That one's just going to be open probably to the end, or I might close it off and put a bracing support running across the way on one side there. So it's going to be a 30 centimeter marking on this front edge. Come 5 back from that one there. I'm going to come 5 in on that side there. So I need to come 5 centimeters over that midpoint there. Okay. We need to put in another line just so I can work off something there, and that was going to be 5 centimeters down from that one. At the 20 centimeters, just gives me that there. And how does that run? So yeah, I've just run to the bottom corner. Like that. So in theory that's roughly where I'm going to be having a punch plate section, then an open section. Actually that's just the marking for where I'm going to start the chutes, but punch plate section, open section there, grizzly sitting on top, should all work out fine. So taking it from this mark to our first mark from the 30 centimeters, well, I guess it's 25 centimeters from this edge. No, what have I done? That's the wrong mark. It's this one. Sorry, keep checking back to my plans. This one is roughly where the first drop's going to be. Yeah, I know why I did this, so I can take my centre line up. Gives me a point I can then mark off the other section of this chute. So that one's 5 centimeters from this edge, this one's 25 from there, however much up, but it's basically measured off a 30 centimeter point, and then I've just taken 5 centimeters each side so I can mark the chutes out. Okay. So that's roughly how things are going to lay. It's in pencil, so you might not be able to pick up, but yeah, that's my template there. Punch plate sitting on this section. So yeah, I think I'll only need 25 centimeters up, to be honest. It doesn't give us a great amount of height this end, it's only 5 centimeters on this far end. But as I said, we can reinforce that section down here with cross members, because that's just going to be an exit chute off the punch plate. Okay, so that works okay for me there. Quite literally all I need to do is measure another 30 centimeters up, cut that straight along that edge, cut that down there, and that should, oh no, I don't need to measure 30, do I? I need to measure 5 that side, 25 that side, which brings that up to 30, that brings that up to 30 on that side, and that should just basically replicate this lower section over there, and then I can mark in where everything's going to fit. Okay, so I have it all marked up. Obviously this corner I'd measured 30 from, so it's this side I measured 30 from on the upside down reversed one. So in theory, although they look like they're not in line, they should turn out to be in line, and that should just be good to cut now. Ooh, so it's just going to be cut down the middle of the two, and that should give me two equal opposite ends, opposite sides even. Okay, so that's them cut out, a little bit off the line, but that's okay, that's fine, that's not going to cause any problems. so I've got these cut up. I've quickly sanded the edges of these. I might quickly sand the edge of these, but that should be front and end supports, hopefully. So I can kind of mock it up and see what it's going to be like, but I guess what I should do is at least get these sizes noted somewhere before I start making things, so I can put them into place a little bit later and get them fixed in. But the hope is that everything should be reasonably straightforward for me to do. And if it works, I'll let you guys know. So what are you? You're roughly 26, 20.6. That'd be a bad mistake to make. So this one you are. Well, 11.2. That's the last one. 11.2 as well, actually. So that's not too bad. That's at least a couple of lengths the same size. I can run through. Then a 20cm strip for there. 8.6. No, that wouldn't work. I couldn't get that strip in those two sizes. But would I need those two? That's 20, I need 25. So if I do 20.6, 10.2, that would leave it 1 centimetre short on those spouts, which I can live with actually. So to save wood, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the next strip at the 20.6 to get this back angle, and because this is 61 wide, that'll only come to about there, and then I can get 2 strips for these middle sections. So I probably should show you what I'm needing. So that length, and then that leaves me half a length to then split for these 2 sections, which would now be about 10.3. Yeah, 10.3. So yeah, that's slowly coming together. I can get them cut, that's not going to be an issue. But I think what I'm going to simply do for the time being is just hot glue these in place. Once I've got these possibly cut as well, I'll maybe cut them first, and then we can get one side roughly set in place and glue it to the other side. And then I might put some supports in the wood itself, so I can maybe get a couple of little nails just to tack into the supports, which I do have some little square 1 centimetre squared rod of wood. So like I said, I'll just tack in, cut off little chunks, tack them onto the edge after I've glued that into place, just to support things a little bit more, and again probably more supports on the outside edge of this exit chute, I guess it is, once that gets in place, just to sturdy it up and hold it from the bottom. Same with the 2 middle ones. I'll get supports put in there and that side, and of course down the end just to support the end sections. But I think what I'll do as well is get it kind of mocked up for having a punch plate put in, so that would sit on this diagonal line which I drew earlier. That will kind of all sync together, so I'll cut that a little bit short of there. I'll probably put another section of the square bit on the inside of there as well, again just to support the punch plate going on top. So, what time is it? 8 o'clock, that's not too bad. I'll try and quickly run through the other sections and see if we can get this at least glued up in this episode. I'll probably need a couple of episodes to actually finish building this, because I'm kind of designing it as I go. I've got the rough design, but you can't really do it all until you've got the things in front of you and can properly look at the sizes. But I think that's going to work. So yeah, we'll get these next bits cut quickly and go from there. So we need 25. One plate there. So it's going to be 20.6, 10.3, 10.3. Okay, so that should be end plates, 2 middle plates for the exit chute and spare. We'll get this cut. So I've quickly mocked it up with everything kind of in place, but I think I'm going to call it a night for the video just now. I might work on getting the little supports in off screen, but I think that should work out okay. But anyway, we'll come back to this possibly tomorrow night, see how it goes, but thanks for watching. Bye now.